Hey friends, welcome back. My name's Gavin, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beat on the OP-1. Now, I've gone ahead and downloaded a couple samples already, just so that, speed things up a little bit. I don't feel like you want to see me sample stuff onto the OP-1. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, let's go through what I have before we get started here. So if I go over to the drum track, which is where I've put all my samples, hit number 1, you can see we've got a couple drum hits here. Just some simple stuff. We're making kind of like a lo-fi boom bap type thing. Some horn stabs. Some vinyl crackle, of course, we're going to need that. I figure we'll throw the vinyl crackle on at the end, give the track a little bit of texture, but we're not going to use that right away. A little bit of bass. And I haven't had a chance to chop any of these up. I figure I'll go through that as we're making the track just to show you how I like to do that. What are we on? We're on 4. Some like guitar strums and chords. Sounds pretty good. Some chords. More chords. And more chords? Well, it's kind of like a choir-ish sort of noise. Anyway, that's what we're starting with here. The other thing I like to do when making my beats is making sure that I start with a clean slate. So hopefully you can see on the screen here, the light's kind of bright. But on the drive page, which is when you go to the mixing button here, and then page 4, I like to have drive down at 0. I don't have any effects on to start. I have the EQ turned all the way down to clean, which just means it's neutralized. It's the easiest way to do that if you've been messing with it, is to just turn the orange dial all the way down until it says clean. And then now it's a nice neutral set. And then lastly is the mixing volume. And I set all of mine to 75. This just gives me a little bit of like headroom. So if I'm recording something in and I want to bring the volume up, like say my drums or a bass line or something else down, I see a lot of people max it out to 99 when they're recording, and that doesn't give you a whole lot of room to clean things up in the mix. So let's go ahead and make a drum pattern and just try to like play with some of these chords and ideas to see what we can come up with. So I'm gonna hop back over to the drum kit here. Number 1 is where we put the drums. I think maybe I'll use the pattern mode. It's really nice for layering samples, and then as it's looping, I can work on the sound. So let's figure out what we're gonna do for a kick. Kind of like both of these. Let's go ahead with these two and this as our hat. So I'm not terribly fast at this. I may actually speed this part of the video up, but we'll see. I might just try to get this done. So we'll do the kicks first. Actually, maybe we'll do them together. So our hi-hat was, no, that's not our hi-hat. Go back, erase that. There's our hi-hat. Let's give another kick just before the snare. And then our snare was here. Actually, let's put a hi-hat on the 8ths. There we go. So we've got boom. We'll do another kick here and the other snare. Yeah. There we go. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, sounds good, but our BPM's a little high. Let's go and deal with that. Yeah, 120's a little hot for a boom bap or lo-fi beat, so I kind of like around 80. So if we go back here, back to our drum, now let's hear what this sounds like. That's cool. Needs a little bit of swing though, I think, which you can see in this green dial here. When we dial that up, just helps things feel a little looser. You hear that? I'll turn it back down. Yeah, I think 56, maybe even 58. If you get too wild, things just get hectic. Actually, that's not terrible. But let's go back to let's go back to 58. I think that's good. So I think what we'll do is we'll record this onto the onto the tape, and then just make a small variation so that our drums aren't the same from bar to bar. Just helps add a little bit of interest to your track. So I'm going to hop over there. I like to put my drums on track 4. Yeah, we could just hold down the middle C, which is going to play the drums back at its neutral tone that we recorded them at. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record, and as soon as I hit that button, it's going to start playing back the sequence. So let's go ahead and do that. We have the one drum loop here. Now let's add a bit of variation for the second bar, just to add a little bit of interest to our track. So we have this one laid down. We'll jump back to, so we're on the drum, number 1 here, and we'll go back here. Now let's figure out, I feel like even just another little kick somewhere on the second, like halfway through this bar, or I guess on the second bar of the bar, if that makes sense. Let me just show you. Where's my kick? So we got this one here. Actually, we're using this kick. Maybe this can be our ghost kick. I kind of like that idea. Let's give that a go. So we got boom. Maybe we try it here. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm into that. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. And then maybe we end off with another one of those ghost kicks to sort of round it out. I might only do this at the end of 4 bars. It might be a little much for every 2 bars, but let's give it a try. That's one thing I love about the OP-1 is it's so easy to just like sketch up ideas and fool around. So what was that drum kick? Here it is. Let's do it the last sequence, or the last step. Yeah. Definitely feel like that's going to be too much for every 2 bars, but let's just try it anyway. So again, I'm going to leave off looping, and we're just going to go to the second bar here. Okay, and we'll give that a cut. Boom. Actually, that's not too bad on 2 bars. Let's leave it for now. We can always come back and add a new one. So, okay, we've got a drum loop. I like to usually start with drums just because it gives me some rhythm. I'm not a huge fan of using the metronome. I don't know why. It just, for some reason, it throws me off, which is often why I use something like a step sequencer to do my drums. I see a lot of people, do like the finger drumming. I am trying to get better on it, especially on my SP. But right now, you probably don't want to see me struggle through that. We're talking about swing on those other settings. You want to talk about bad swing, watch me finger drum. So okay, we've got the drums in place. Sorry, I'm rambling on. We've got the drums in place here. The next thing I like to do is set up my lead sound. So whatever it is, like a chord stab, or like a melody or something like that. I love those horns. We're using those horns for something. I don't know what it is yet, but let's try this. Okay, I think we got something here. Yeah, let's go ahead and record this in. So we've got, I'm just going to go for it. I often screw these up, but that's the nice thing about the tape is we can redo it. So let's just go for it. Yeah, that was a little off time, but let's have a listen. Okay, I think that's cool. I'm going to extend my drums out to 4 bars and repeat this over with this part at the end of the 4 bars, just to give us some interest over time here. I'm going to drop down to track 4, which is where drums are. I'm going to lift both of these, but first I'm going to stitch them together, which you can do with Shift and join. So now when I lift it, it's both bars, and then I can drop it. So now I have a 4-bar loop, hit the out, and go back. Boom, there we go. So I'll go back up to track 1. Definitely important to remember to go to each track. I often will mess this up and overdub like over my drums. Not a huge deal when you do it on drums because like you have the sequencer, you can just go back and redo it pretty easily. But when you've done a bunch of like chord progressions or something, it can be super frustrating. I get a little like paranoid when I have a really good chord progression, and I'll lift it and then just like dump it over here somewhere just in case I need to rescue it back. But anyway, let's lift this part out. And I'm just going to audition this quick, and then we'll try recording. Cool. Yeah, I'm into that. Let's give it a go. I was off on the timing there again. Let's lift this. I'll get this sooner or later. Let's try again. Yeah. Okay. I might fast forward this part. Maybe I'll try one more time. I feel like this is the reality of using the OP-1 though, especially if you're not like super skilled. I see other, people on YouTube and they just hammer these things out perfectly the first time. I don't know if that's video editing or I'm just not very skilled at this. But anyways, let's give it another go. Okay, cool. So we've got a decent little loop here. It's a 4-bar loop, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is generally how I like to make my tracks. I'll sort of just piece them together and make a few variations. So now that we have our general lead sound, just to kind of get a vibe going, I'll drop down to track 2, and that's usually where I do my bass. So I like my drums on 4, my lead on 1, bass on 2, and then 3 I usually leave for like sort of textures and fills. I'm thinking that's where we're going to throw that horn sample. So let's jump to 2, go to the drum kit, and where was our bass? That's horn. There it is. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to audition here as well and see if we can just come up with something sort of like groovy. And I'm terrible at bass lines. I actually feel like maybe I should do some videos on making bass lines just to force myself to learn it and teach it. You know what they say, to master something, teach it to someone else. So let's play around with this. I like that do do do. Okay. Okay, we're gonna just go for it. Yeah, I'm not loving that. It's like a little muddy. Maybe we'll simplify things just to get this this video done. Otherwise, we're going to spend 45 minutes on a track from scratch here. Okay, let's try this. There's something with this one sounds loud when I'm playing it back for some reason. Either that or they're overlapping, like I'm getting a clipping. I don't know if you can hear that, but let's solo it. It's not bad, bit of a click, but maybe I'm just delusional. Okay, one more time. Again, I might record some of this, or not record, I am recording. I might speed up some of this so that you don't have to watch me go through every little detail. Again, let me know in the comments if you like seeing these more detailed tracks from scratch, like the reality of, you know, how I make it and how I feel a lot of other people make it. You know, they make these 5-minute condensed videos that are just like, bang, 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 here's my track from scratch. But I feel like, I mean, often when I sit down to make a track, it takes me like an hour to get something pretty decent going, not 5 minutes. Anyways, I don't want to be here for an hour just because that's not going to be a super fun YouTube video. Okay, here it did again. It's because I'm overlapping these, that's what it is. That. Okay, I gotta be careful of that. Let's just listen to the two together. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm just going to keep moving forward here. Let's go to track 3. I really want to use that horn sample, so I'm going to jump over to... A lot of clicking here. This one needs some work. Let's extend the end of this. It looks like it just does like one big chord here. We'll one-shot it, turning the orange to... Okay, we'll jump back to the tape, and I feel like that'll sound really nice just over top of everything, but I don't want it to be on the very first bar. Maybe we'll do it there just to see what it sounds like, and then after, I think what we'll do is we'll take our current 4 bars, copy it, move it over, and put the horn on the second bar, but let's just go for it. So it's here. That's cool. Really loud though. You see what I mean about having this available to adjust. But even before I get there, to adjust my mix in the mix section here, is what I can do is also adjust the record volume, which is this orange knob. Let's lift number 3 here off and audition the sound. So I can turn it like way down, you can't hear it. Let's try this, okay. That sounds about right to me. You kind of want it sitting in the back, especially when it's, just sort of like an over the top, not over the top, just like some texture, some percussion or horns or something like that. I don't like them sitting too high in the mix. So I'll leave it there, and then I still have this to mess with and if I need to bring it forward later on. So let's go ahead and record that. Nice. Always remember to hit play after you're done recording, because if you accidentally type something again, you're going to overdub it. Nice, I'm into that. Okay, I feel like around here we need a couple more like little chord stabs or horn stabs. Let's go ahead and find something there. One little tip actually, if you have a really long one shot like this and you want it to stop, on some other systems you can hit stop a bunch and it'll kill all sounds on the gear. Doesn't work on the OP-1, but if you switch drum kits quickly, it does work. There you go. You gotta switch back, but nice way to kill it if you're like, ah, shoot, I didn't mean to play that 16-second sample. Ooh, that's nice. Let's see if we one-shot this. That's too much. That might work. Let's audition that. Where was that? Cool. That is on our G. Or sorry. Wow. Yeah, you can tell how much I know the musical keyboard. That is B, A, B, C. Here we go. Music lessons with Gavin. Maybe we want it close to the end there, like here. Like just before, maybe we use this at the end of the first bar to lead into the second bar with that starting horn. But it doesn't quite work at the top of the bar here. If I disable loop, we zoom in a little more. In order to add additional markers through the bar, like in quarter notes, 8ths, and 16 notes, or sections, you can hit Shift and plus. And again, I'm sorry if you can't see those little gray lines, but they are there. So now when I jump with the tape, it'll actually stop on each of those. So I can do it again. And now I've got, I guess are those 8ths or 16ths? Those would be 16ths. I think I want it halfway through a bar. Let's see. Didn't sound right. There it is. So it's at the end. Here we go. Oh gosh, I need my loop on. Okay. We're gonna go to the last bar here. It'll almost be the very last piece there. That might be too short. Yeah. Unless we could shorten our sample. Let's try that. Yeah. Don't get too bad a click there, so let's just roll with it. Jump over to the end, and we're going to audition just to see what that sounds like. I think we got to shorten it just a tad more. Maybe we go. Let's try that. Yeah, let's just roll with that. Another thing I actually like to do, maybe I'll show you quickly, is on the MPC and the 404 actually, they have these pad settings called 16s levels or 16s level of velocity. You can kind of do like this echo rolling noise. You can kind of do that on the OP-1, but you essentially have to set up the same sample that you have here and then just duplicate or across multiple keys and change the volume. So let me just show you quick. What I like to do is I just like look at that little map of where my sample currently is, and then I do the second one and quickly find the same spot. There, see? Now they're essentially the same. This one's a little off. I gotta one-shot them. And I'll do it for the third one. So I'll just zoom over there, get that same spot, bring in the end. Boom. I think we might actually do it for a fourth. There we go. Make sure these are all one-shots. Great. So now we can do like the, right? Except you want them to change in volume. So the first note here will be our loudest, and then if we hold Shift, we'll go down like, I don't know, maybe 4, go down another 4 to 8. That might be too quiet, but let's go down another 4 to 12. Let's just see. That works. Right, so that's sort of like that 16th level vibe on the MPC. So let's just see what that sounds like. I gotta get the timing right here. So maybe we do it at the end leading into that last bar. I think it's because the sample's too long too. It's not quite fitting with the rhythm. Maybe if we shorten this. Let's just try it on all of them real quick. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm into that. Let's just roll with that. Okay. I'm going to lift this and drop it again just in case I screwed up. I don't have to re-record the original. We'll hit record and play. Cool. All right, this video is going a little long already. I see it's 37 minutes on my recording. I'll probably chop a bunch of this up, but I think maybe we'll wrap up from here. You kind of get the idea. If you do want me to extend these videos and continue going in more detail and show you like arrangement, again, let me know down in the comments. But for now, I think we'll probably wrap this up. Maybe I'll show you a few other things real quick. The one, we've already gone through the mixing, but the drive, the overdrive on the, or the compressor on the OP-1 is a lot of fun, and I feel like it brings out the textures a lot. So let's go ahead and listen to our jam here and just bring this up. I'm gonna have to be careful I don't clip, so I'm gonna drop the volume as I lift this. You can get way up there and just saturate hard. Cool. Okay, last thing, I promise. You can't have a lo-fi track or a boom bap track, I feel like, without some vinyl crackle. So we are first gonna find. Okay, so it's a little short. What I'm just going to do is find the end of the sample. There it is. And then just set this to loop. And as long as I hold it, it should just keep going without, oh, that's too short at the end. A nice way to get your end is to bring the front closer, or the start, and then it kind of zooms in on the waveform here, and I can get way tighter at the end if you need a loop. And then I can go back to the beginning. Nice, I think it just loops. Okay, that sounds good. Enough for our purposes anyway. So again, now we're at the point where we've used track 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's like, well, where do we put this? That's the reality of the OP-1. Eventually, you have to like start overdubbing stuff. I feel like on the drums is probably where I'd put it. Again, purely because if I mess up the drums, it's really easy for me to get them back, just because I have a sequencer and it plays back the samples as they sit. So that's sort of my default. And I think a decent tip if you're going to be overdubbing. Try to overdub your drums first, or the simple percussion stuff. I try never to overdub my chord progressions and my bass lines, just because for me, as you can see, it takes me a long time to get them right, and if I mess them up, it's like it's so much work. Anyways, let's try the vinyl crackle here. We'll just audition it and then adjust the volume as need be. That's kind of nice. Oh, just a little bit of texture. Okay, let's just record it. Let's go for it. I'm just going to turn off the loop again, because I don't want it to loop back on itself and all of a sudden the vinyl at the crackle at the beginning is super loud. Boom. Okay. There you go. Now we have our track. Often what I like to do to bring in the song, and I'm just going to do this quickly, is to have the chords and maybe a simple drum. So maybe what we'll do is we're just going to lift everything, move it over a bit, and then bring it in. Or actually, I could just do it with the mute groups. If you hold down a track, it'll play only that sound. Just like that. But I kind of want the I don't want the horns in there to start, and I kind of wanted the crackle, but I guess I could start these at the same time. Let's go ahead and try it. This is the fun of the OP-1, is sort of like this performance aspect. I think it's fun anyway. So I'm gonna get the vinyl crackle going, and we're gonna solo track 1 to start. And then I think we're only going to bring in the drums. And then we'll bring in the bass later. So as the song's going on here, now what I might do is kill the drums and bring in the horn sample. Oops. Nice. I'm into it. This is a cool vibe. Thanks so much for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping to put out some more of these OP-1 videos. If you want to check out more of these, you obviously know what to do. You're on YouTube. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And any ideas or thoughts, just leave them in the comments below. But until then, thanks a lot. Have a good one, and we'll see you later.